What's good, YouTube, and welcome to the house. Thanos Dragon has snapped his fingers, and over half of them have disappeared from the market. Not all things are balanced here. This guy cost 9 freaking Solomon Great structure decks, if you can find them at retail, and for a pretty good reason. It seems that Solomon Great players are choosing to main deck this card. It's kind of split on the top deck list that we've seen. Some choose to main, some choose to side, and then he's in a wide variety of the meta's side decks. Originally, I thought Idly would be the better card coming towards Dark Neostorm, and that this would just kind of be a placeholder till then, but with how the ban list has shaped up, Break My Board format isn't really link spam anymore, it feels like, thanks to Thunder Dragon, Colossus, and other means, and the control deck Sky Strikers. It feels like Phantasmy ends up as a great option. Against Thunder Dragons, they're going into Saryuja and linking up into Guard Dragon pieces, and you can just bring him on out. Against Salad Boys, he has his place. Like, every single part feels like that Phantasmy is becoming more and more part of this meta, at least in the side deck, which originally I was feeling like this is the most expensive side deck card since Mistake was $60, and that quickly tanked. However, Phantasmy is now finding his way into the meta's main decks, and being shorter printed in the set, as we've seen from multiple case openings. The quantities may not replenish too much, but right below him, we do see the hope for quantities to replenish mayhaps with the Savage Strike Special Editions coming out. Hopefully the ratios are better in those. I think I've seen them on certain sites like Dave and Adam's Card World for $65 for a case, so do shop around and be smart if you are going with your team maybe to split for these. The promos, I believe, are like the Black Rose promo that was from V-Jump and some other cool stuff, so we do see, if I'm correct, we do see that this is just insane. It's crazy, and yeah, that happens with the market sometimes. Solomon Greats are just so readily available that people are looking for that competitive edge, that option, and this ends up costing 9 of the structure decks. Going on down the line, Pot of Extravagance not really budging, even though Alter Guys keep not topping much, and Subterra Guru Control, good old Guru Control, didn't really see its place this weekend either. I feel like Counter Traps really end up hurting those, and Red Reboot is also seeing its way more into the meta. I actually haven't looked up Red Reboot in a while. We should do that in a bit. Just looking through, Borreload Savage Dragon is holding as well, and Wielder just keeps going up every day. That tuner aspect to it, being able to make Brio or Trishula, unlike its very cheap counterpart that would just let you overlay / link with it, really is coming out to play for a lot of duelists. If you're just XC summoning, everyone keeps saying play Backup Secretary instead, but with the tuner aspect for this card, it can provide a huge advantage and extra kind of tools to your extra deck. Now let's talk about the hand traps of the format that are evolving. Droll and Lockbird is quickly rising. STBL, oh, the real 200 IQ Droll buyouts, my bad. $400 Drollbird, oh my gosh, there's your reaction. Anyways, we see the STBL one resting around $17, and then every single one is quickly going up towards 20. Over on eBay, we actually have near mint. I read the description for 15 and then 17, and it does go up to meet 18. So relatively cheaper still on eBay, but when we see movement and buyouts on TCG Player, typically eBay is quick to follow. And Droll really becoming the proclaimed hand trap of the format. We see it in Pendulum Magicians, we see it in other decks. It really is starting to look like a Droll format again, so people are going to have to be playing through it, playing by it, and prepare for it, and Droll really isn't pressing itself. Another card that I didn't expect to see back so soon, but I did theorize would become good again. Effect Veiler finding its way in alongside Impermanence. Oh yeah, Effect Veiler is finding its place. We just need even more negation, don't we? Every single hollow foil form, even the platinum rares, are starting to be $4 and above. You have plenty of common options from $1.30 under $2, so don't freak out. But if you've been holding out, waiting for a specific hollow version to drop, I feel like a lot of them are only going to rise. Even the Duelist Saga one of the newer ones, towards $8 freaking dollars. And I believe the Ultimate First are still near 80, but we see the Unlimiteds towards 30, so I have a feeling the first set Effect Veilers are going to start to do their thing and go back up again. Where's the real ceiling on Effect Veil or ulti first? Near mint? I don't know, but with how the market's been, when it's going to see playability, it's going to disappear from the market. So if you're a collector, you've been waiting, or you like hollowing out your deck, and you're just like playing the 1 of or 2 of alongside your impermanence, and you're just addicted to hollowing out your deck, get it sooner than later. Also, Call by the Grave is starting to get bought back out again. Very low quantities indeed for this card. And of course, the super rares are up there too, without too much of a gap, just costing twice as much as a common. So something to consider maybe if you want long-term value in hollowing out your deck. Call by the Grave did peel back off, I believe, right? To the ban list to 3? If I'm not mistaken, I could be mistaken. I could just be crazy. But we see $4, $4, $4. It quickly goes up over here on eBay towards 4 with only 1 at 3. And we see over here, so I said I was going to look up Red Reboot. I'm sorry, I'm scatterbrained a little bit this market watch. I have to do it in a hurry. Yeah, headed towards $3, so just the cost of a pack right now, that seems like pretty good money for what it does, and the fact that people are getting playsets in droves, only 21 prices, again, kind of that warning of get yours sooner than later, it's getting bought out. I didn't even know, that's crazy. Dangers, alright, danger, always check both, as I would call it today, because we see Sneck here at 54 lowest, we check eBay 47 lowest. That's a pretty big gap. We look at Nessie 56 lowest. That's a $10 gap, and I check the listing and it says near mint despite saying pre-owned in the listing, and then brand new at 48. Again, pretty big gaps. Jackalope at 28. Danger 25, the lowest gap, but still cheaper. This is just kind of that notice. Always check both. If you're looking for your meta decks, independent sellers are on both platforms. I know I repeat myself plenty, but seeing these kinds of gaps, especially on a card like Nessie, independent sellers offer different deals to make sure their sales get out. And yeah, Nessie's crazily priced, Next crazily priced. I actually have a few of these from my pulls when I did the sales back, like the GameStop sales. I think I might have to list mine at this point. Like, stop being lazy, John. But you just see the price gaps. It's pretty insane, so just be sure to check multiple platforms, maybe check the seller, etc. Ooh, Digimon stuff. Yeah, I've been looking around at stuff for Robbie, don't tell. Anyways, we do see that just the danger engine is staying really inflated, really high. It's how Thunder Dragons are really operating, but not just Thunder Dragons. People are mixing them into other decks, rank 3 availability. Everything just seems to be going right for Dangers. Now, Sky Striker's stabilizing on TCG Player, but again, Danger, always check both. 35, I checked the listing, it is near mint before 42, 43, etc. So, while Sky Strikers seem to be stabilizing, even going up on TCG Player, they're still readily available over on eBay. Widow Anchor still towards 30. The ultis made me think about something. Good old OTS packs and reviewing a buyout that happened. Remember Sekka's Light? It was $8 just a bit ago on its buyout. Already fallen back towards 4. Why does this happen? It's the current OTS pack. People are still ripping them open from their tournaments. They might have their playsets. They might be happy with their rares, so they're selling them. Just be aware if you were trying to foil out your deck and you were deterred by the price before. Not a bad price for a playset. Now, maybe you can talk somebody into like $10 for a playset in person. And over on eBay, it's actually still way higher. So you can show them the TCG Player prices and be like, no, I'm not asking for that much of a hookup. I'm asking for $2 hookup, not $5 hookup. Just kind of a review. Also, OTS Pack 9, I think I pulled it up. Elemental Hero Stratos is way lower than I had anticipated. A lot of the collectible cards from OTS Pack, like Scapegoat too, just way lower than expected. Although Scapegoat had some FNL list helped to lower its price and make people let go. But still looking through, Dracosac tokens I think are great buys for long-term for past format plays. Eventually Dragon Ruler format's going to get hyped. And Reproducus! I think the super rare is highly underestimated on the market while I'm doing advice here. I think it ends up in so many freaking extra decks, at least for Summon Sorceress. And while Summon Sorceress may eventually end up on the chopping block, I think its potential for link climbing thing doesn't end there in the future, so do keep it in mind for the supers. At least have your own. Very few quantities on market as a OTS pack card, and I think very, very undervalued. And finally, just talking about rank 3s in general, I was looking around at Burning Abyss. Remember when these were like $4, $5, $7, crazy stuff for Farfa? Well, since BA's kind of lost the luster that people held for it, it's really tanked in prices and people are just letting them go for relatively cheap. So kind of look around for Farfas, like, not the tuber, hey buddy. But seriously, Cherubini is gonna be coming out, and you know that's only gonna hype BA stuff, and Farfa's one of the hardest BA cards to get. Don't be caught without yours if you're excited. Most people who are anticipating the deck have had the deck forever and are holding on to it, so sales rates, while the deck isn't like hot and hyped, are going to tank like this, but don't be caught without yours if you are going to suddenly get that itch when Cherubini comes out. If you're suddenly going to want to maybe play BA for whatever event, have the option rather than just leaving yourself out in the cold. But thanks for watching today's Market Watch. I know it was a jumbled, quick one, but I really wanted to get you guys a Market Watch today. Let me know what you think. Subscribe if you haven't already. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed the conversation, and please send stuff into the P.O. box if you want to. Oh man, it's so empty and cold checking it every day. But nah, I don't really check it every day. But I want to thank everyone who has sent stuff into the P.O. box and all the Patreons. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. I really couldn't do it the same without you guys. Thank you so much.